Ready? Yeah, happy.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Ade here.
You got myself ham.
No, AK.
No, AKA.
Nah, no.
I thought you cut out for a second, bro. When I didn't hear AKA, I think what's going on there?
I was expecting to hear AKA J Links.
No, fuck that guy, man. Fuck that guy.
AKA two on goals.
yeah, big them up for that. I mean, we only scored once today and got a draw at a 3-3 game. That's not bad, isn't it?
Now, big up Lacazette, though. He played really well today, bro. He's been doing well the last few games.
He's hit some form. He's definitely hit some form.
But the thing with him is, I've always liked Lacazette for his overall play, but it's just such a shame. Like, players like that is so frustrating. You just want to shake them sometimes. Bro, why can't you pull this out of the bag all the time? Like, you clearly have it in the locker, but because I've always liked him over Aubameyang, but obviously Aubameyang is a lot more consistent than him in it. So, but
he was just making us look stupid because remember there was a time in the group where we were all just saying, a lot of us were saying Lacazette's a better striker, but he just wasn't scoring the goals, making us look mad.
Yeah, that's just how he is, man. It's like, what are you saying, Ham? How were you feeling during the game?
It's all over, it's just all over the place, fam. Even before the game, innit? Like, I like to always have like a positive outlook in it. Just it's a new game, a new day. Forget what's happened in the past. Forget what's gonna come in the future. Let's just focus on today's game. What happens? I get the lineup and I see what the fuck's going on, bro. Why is Callum Chambers starting right back? Cedric didn't play on Thursday. Why is Cedric not playing? Why is Gabriel not playing and Pablo Mari's in? Why is Orba gone from playing up front to going to play, I thought, left wing, but when I watched the game, he actually started on the right wing. So I'm just thinking, what's all these changes, bro? Like, it's like, fair enough, we've got to rotate. It's West Ham away, lads. It's fucking, they're having a much better season. They're having a much better season than us, bro. They're actually going for top four. We dream about top four. It's their reality that they can make top four. So we don't go there and play games with them. So I was pissed from the start. Me and my Arsenal group already, everyone's pissed off. And then the game starts. Bro, they passed the ball 33 times in our half before we passed the ball in their half once. Bro, we didn't get into their half up until like 9 minutes, 30 seconds, bro.
That's funny,
and I thought, you know what? We played on Thursday. You know the normal. Thursday to Sunday turnaround is never nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So cool, we start off slow. But you want to start off slow and get away with it, kinda. Nah, bro, they didn't let us get away with it, bro. So like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And to make matters worse, it's fucking Jay Lings, bro. It's fucking Jesse, bro.
Jay Lings, bro.
The only good thing is Jesse didn't dance, innit? That's the only good thing that comes from the game, isn't it? So obviously, man's just angry, innit? Just angry, thinking, what the fuck, bro? But the only saving grace was, it reminded me of the FA Cup that we won against Hull. We was 3-0, we was 2-0 down. It was just before half time. And I was watching the game, innit? We was at the Emirates, innit? Obviously, they showed it on the screen. I remember telling my boy, if Sandy scores this free kick before half time, we're back in it. I think we'll win. And it's the same again today, innit? If we get one before half time, we can get back into the game, innit? And shout out Laka, even though it was an own goal, it was kind of going wide, innit?
Yeah,
own goal. And then, we get back into the game. And then second half, I don't know what Arteta said to them, innit? Obviously, he's bollocked them, innit? Because Arteta come out, like, before the players had come out, like, he left the change room. He said, you guys are fucking shit. You're embarrassing me. Fuck off. I don't want nothing to do. I don't want nothing to do with you lot. You lot go out there and sort it out yourselves, innit? And they did, innit? Big up Callum Chambers. Callum Chambers was my man of the match for me, innit? He was fucking awesome. Especially me not wanting to start and then him just playing like Cafu of 1998 or something, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is with that, because I don't know what's going on there, bro. Like, every time the boy whips in the ball, it's a dangerous cross. Why didn't Moyes do anything about it?
No, Tom, the question is, how comes Bellerin, that's been playing right back all his life, can't cross like him? And Callum Chambers ain't even a fucking right back, man's a centre half. So he was quality. Martin Odegaard was just on a different, like, talent-wise to the rest of our players, he was head and shoulders above the rest, innit? He was actually doing his thing. So more than happy to fucking leave the West Ham Stadium with a point after being 3-0 down. And it was just a good performance in the second half. The first half was abysmal. We couldn't play any worse, innit? You can't play any worse than that. And I've played for teams where we've got battered in the first half, and the manager says, and you lot would have heard this as well, just go out and win the second half. So it's 0-0, just go out and win the second half. Even if you guys lose 3-1, at least it's 1-0 the second half.
That was a good game, man. And if you ever want like a reaction from your players, the second half is the reaction you expect in it. Like if your team not playing well in the first half, if you ever want a team to come out in the second half and perform, that's a perfect example. The way you guys perform in the second half is a perfect example. Unlike us, but that's a perfect example. So yeah, man, it was a good game, and what for the neutrals it was, but I was slightly sad.
But for us,
man. I wanted West Ham to win, boy.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, because when I looked at it, when they were winning, they were 10 points above you, and I thought, F it.
Yeah, bro.
But then they flopped.
But I think they're on. I think it's 7, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, they're on 49, 1, 42. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
So if you look at it, I mean, we're having such a bad season, but bro, it's still touching distance. It's like 2 games that go positive for us and 2 games that go negative for the teams that are above us, and before you know it, it's a point in it or we're level.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You guys can still make top 4 this season. No.
That's why you can still make top 4, bro.
I'm not entertaining that.
No, but you know what it is? It's everyone, right? There's no consistent team up there apart from Man City. Everyone.
Yeah, apart from City, bro.
Right.
And you guys away from home are just super consistent. But that's about it, really. That's the only consistency levels.
Yeah, but even away from home, it's not like I think that shit is deceiving, man. But let's just move on from that. But yeah, that away from home thing is deceiving. But yeah, it was a good game, man. It was a good game, and like in terms of like the table, I think the only thing that goes against you is the fact that you need too many things to like have go your way. So it's not just so much the points sometimes. It's so much the fact it's the amount of teams ahead of you. So you need so much of them to lose or draw or whatever it is. So when you start considering that, that's what makes it more difficult. But as you said, considering the season you had, because I can't lie to you, I didn't think now I think I'm going to be 9th. Before I was thinking there's nothing more than 10th. But I'll give you 9th now.
Let's say one place here.
I'll give you 9th now. Because I really can't see, apart from Villa, I can't see anyone above you that you can actually go above. I honestly can't see it.
No, I see a top 7 finish.
So the only team I see stumbling might be Everton, because I haven't been convinced when I watch them play. I actually don't like them when I watch them play.
Yeah, Everton are not consistent.
Yeah, So I think if anyone wants to have like a late season fumble that's above us, it'll probably be them.
Yeah, but Everton is a strange team, to be honest with you, because you say that, and then like the goal poor performance out of the back out of nowhere. They've done that quite a few times this season.
Yeah, but then they lose some really bad games.
Yeah, so but that's like any other team, right? That's like every other team.
Yeah, it is. But realistic, if there's gonna be a team that's gonna slip, they're showing those signs.
I hear what you're saying, but
yeah.
We're saying everyone's in that situation.
Yeah,
but
I guess so. Yeah,
they're showing those signs proper because now they're only 4 points above Arsenal. They got a game in hand, but they're only 4 points above Arsenal.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
They're going to lose to Burnley at home. Like that type of stuff.
That Champions League spot is so tight. It's unreal. Because I never thought Tottenham was that close before. I didn't realize they're only like a game away from top 4.
Yeah. I think they're only 3 points off Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah. And the goal difference is pretty much exactly the same thing as Chelsea. So yes,
I think that 4th spot's probably going to go down to the wire, probably last game of the season, and I think it will be out of 3-4 teams that's going to be vying for that.
Yeah, but I
said, my opinion, I think the top 3 sewn up in it: City, United, Leicester. So I do think that 4th spot is going to be up for grabs, and it's going to be Chelsea, Tottenham, West Ham, and maybe Liverpool, Everton. One of those might be going for it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes, isn't it?
But out of all of them, I want West Ham to do it, innit? For David Moyes and just for the West Ham faithful.
Yeah. I think Chelsea's got the easier run in though. Looking at their fixtures, I can't remember from when I looked.
And their form's been good as well. Their form's probably the best out of all.
Yeah, the only thing that can possibly disrupt them from it is Champions League, right? If they're progressing the Champions League, then they'll be more focused on getting the Champions League. And
who do they get?
Porto.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, man. So let's wait and see. Well, let's move on swiftly to your team, Ade.
I love how you lot pass the team onto each other week by week, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
They were my team on Thursday. They were my team on Thursday.
That's what I'm saying. There was your team on Thursday, and then it's Sunday. Now that's how they see. That's how they see.
Yeah. To be honest, I had no issue with today's result. Like I had no issue with it. I wasn't upset after we lost. I was disappointed at the performance, but I wasn't upset that we lost because Tom, I think I spoke to you beforehand, and I was like, if we can finish top 4 and win the Europa League, I'll be happy because in my mind we're already out. So watching that game, us losing was not an issue.
Why in your mind was you already out there? Was it because it was Leicester away from home, or what was it? Because your away, like I said, your away record is.
Yeah. I think it was Leicester away from home. Even though technically we should be beating them with the personnel they've got injured, I would expect us to beat them. But I just had that. You always have that feeling when you're playing away from home, especially if you're playing like a bigger team. It's always.
But like, even with your record this season, though, you still felt that way.
Oh yeah. That don't mean nothing to me, bro.
That record is deceiving, man. Maybe need to stop using that record and like
obviously it's a fantastic record, but it's just that we just happen to win when we're not at home. But it doesn't mean we're gonna keep winning. You get me? It just happens to be win lose. But the alternate is home away type of thing. So it was never a big thing.
The thing with records too, is that if it doesn't amount to anything, what's the point?
Yeah.
What is the point? I said I was telling Ade about I'm not sure if you guys seen Van Nistelrooy's interview with Rio on Rio's podcast, and then he was saying how Fergie dropped him out on the last game of the season. So the last game of the season was tie on goal. I mean, he scored the same amount of goals on Rio and someone else, but Fergie dropped him out because obviously United already lost the league. So Fergie purposely didn't want him to win the golden boot.
Amount of titles.
Yeah, it don't amount to titles. It don't mean nothing. So it's like there's no point in being away like unbeaten away from home. Well, if you're not gonna win nothing, you know what I mean? What's the point? What do you achieve from that, bro?
And interesting. So we've just played 2 games, but I was only satisfied with one half in those out of the 4 halves in those 2 games, and that was the second half against AC Milan.
Well, against Milan, yeah.
The first half, I just looked at it and I thought, this is the problem with Ole. Like literally, I was watching it and I was like, our football's not great, right? And that's where the issue is, because all the time we're saying, oh, Ole should go. It's not that he hasn't tried, but we can play so much better football. There are teams out there that play so much better football than us, right? And that's where he comes undone. Second half, when Pogba came in, it got better because obviously he chipped in with his quality. But generally, Ole's football is not the one. Like you're seeing Graham Potter, they may not be winning games because of the personnel they have or the quality that they lack, but the football's amazing. And
even the team they lost to today, you can just point at them and say Leicester.
Exactly. I didn't even want to go that high up.
Brendan's got them played, but I get your point. Yeah.
I didn't even want to go that high up. Yeah, but you can see like the quality of the football. It can be so much better, and that's the issue with not wanting Ole to stay. You tried, cool, but you're not that guy.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, it's not with Ole. I don't like today's. I think it was just bad performance from the team.
Yeah, today.
Like it's not so much about him today. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna say. But obviously, ultimately, it's gonna boil down to Ole because obviously it's still out of another trophy. He got to a quarterfinal or West semi-final and still didn't get any further. So ultimately, it's always going to boil down to him. But the performance today was just terrible from like all the players there. I don't think there's any player on that pitch today that can move.
We weren't at the races.
Yeah, they weren't there. So and I think that's what does. And I think that's what doesn't help him because
I thought Fred was fucking overhauled today, man.
Bro. But you know, even the goal, like obviously, he's fault too. But I blame that more on. Maguire than anything.
Yeah, Maguire shouldn't be passing it to him.
Bro, you can't be. I remember I used that same example last week. I used the exact same example. I was saying, as a defender myself, if I see a player, especially a player that's lost the ball like 3-4 times already, the guy's already lost the ball 3-4 times already in the game, and you now want to give him that kind of ball.
Because he was having a shaky start already.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, don't give that guy the ball, man. It's unreal, bro. The guy is just.
Why does Maguire always escape like when everyone's coming in on people, Maguire always escapes it. We highlight that Maguire's done a couple of stuff wrong, but he always escapes the general insult or the backlash.
No, it's him.
It's always everyone else.
It's him. That's what I'm not blaming Fred. I said
I'm talking about the general public, like the general, because we've already seen that Fred's been getting like racist abuse online, but no one's ever highlighting that Maguire is making some stupid calls as well.
Obviously, you know what the thing, and people just because Fred is the scapegoat, right? And Fred it just generally loses a ball every time, innit? So it's easy to just get a Fred. He's not the 80 million player. He's not the English golden defender. You know what I mean? It's easier just to pick on Fred. I generally don't like Fred myself. I've voiced that so many times. As a player, but I blame Maguire.
You look at each individual.
Don't give him the ball in that position. I said exactly the same thing about Leno last week too. Like in that position,
one thing I don't understand. Yeah, one thing I don't understand is when the commentator, literally after the goal, he said, "I understand they need to play it out from the back," and that statement annoyed me because you don't need to play it out from the back. And that playing from the back thing, I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get fed up of it. Yes, it's glamorous and it can work, but for a lot of teams it doesn't work. So why do you keep doing it? And the fact that the coach asks them to, they don't it. No, that's understandable. But then that goes to the coach. Why do you don't have to do this thing, right? Just because you see it and everyone says it's the in thing to do, you don't have to do it. Sometimes it's just stupid.
Well, you know what it is, I'm not even against playing out the back. My issue with playing out the back is common sense got to prevail at times, right? Bro, there will be times when you're pressured and you feel like, don't force it. If this team is giving you space to play out the back, then do that. There's no point you booting it up when you know you can play out the back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not saying it shouldn't happen, but it's when
and if
you don't have to.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And if it's a thing where you can play out the back, despite the pressure, you're confident. But when you are playing, you can clearly tell everyone's losing the ball around the pitch. Like, get the ball out, bro. Get it out. Everyone's losing the ball. And I think everyone in that game was like, every time they touched the ball, we didn't spring more than like 5-10 passes together. It was that
who got the second goal for Leicester? Who was the second goal? Tillemans. Lovely 1-2 in it. That was a lovely goal. That was a lovely goal.
And look how easy it was to split the defense. That's just terrible. Yeah, like,
that was lovely.
For 1-2, it's just it's bad, man. But yeah, so it's not. I said, look, it's just individual performance, and what doesn't help is that. Bro, let's just let it go, man. I'm
on to next season.
On to next season, man. Next season. Like, as I said, I'm gonna keep saying it, bro. I wasn't hurt, though. I can't lie that I expected us to win the game. I was quite confident that we might win the game, but the results are not gonna surprise me anymore. I've already said I've set my mind ever since that West Brom game. Anything goes now, bro. Usually I'll come here blasting them and angry. Bro. I've already set my mind. Whatever they want to do this season, let them do it. It's entirely down to them, innit? But hey, let's move on to the next one, innit? They might just let Granada beat them. Hey, let's see, innit? So,
to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. I've actually been silently, like, quietly impressed by Granada this season.
Soldado plays for them, man. He's not scoring against you lot, bro. Soldado's team is not knocking Man United out, bro.
We'll see anyway. But obviously,
Andy, do you remember Soldado at Tottenham?
I remember.
He plays well in the Spanish league.
Yeah, I know, he's all right, but Soldado's what now? Well, I'm just saying, Granada's not knocking United out, bro.
We don't know, innit, bro?
Hopefully not. But they've been a good team this season. They've definitely been a good team this season, and that would have led on from last season for them to qualify in the first place.
Just judging by the Spanish league now.
You expect to win.
You expect to win. And
you expect to win, yeah.
What by the Spanish table, isn't it? Real Sociedad, they're ahead of them. They're ahead of Villarreal. So you expect, obviously, if Arsenal beat so and so. To be fair, as bad as it is, I actually want Arsenal to beat that racist team, innit? So I definitely want Arsenal to beat. I even want you to punch them up. To be honest with you, not to beat them.
I want them kicked out of tournaments. I actually don't want to see
them. To be honest,
I think
I think that is exactly that needs to happen, bro. Like that's what needs to happen. But obviously Arsenal beats them, then I expect Arsenal to be Villarreal too, because I said Real Sociedad are better than those teams according to the Spanish league, right? And both and look what United did to our Sussex, so we'll see in it. But
the final's still on though, man. The final I wanted is still on, man. Arsenal United is still on, man.
Hopefully not, but yeah.
I know you lot don't want us to get to the final, but I actually want you lot to get to the final, innit? Because I actually want to play you in the final. So
I wanted Rangers in the final, but such is life, man. Such is life.
They're out. But Europa League, what are you saying? In general, obviously FA Cup, you lost, you're out. Forget it. You haven't won it in a while. But Europa League is obviously the only place left for you lot to win a trophy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's finishing second. It's finishing second in the league.
Yeah, I don't care second. We'll just get that top 4. However way you get it.
No, I want second. I don't want to be finishing third or fourth. Let's be best of the rest. I don't want to be.
I'm not really. Wherever it is, I don't care because everyone's just gonna use that second as some kind of achievement.
That second tier is going to be attached to progress with Oli, because
exactly.
You finish third, and then you finish second.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying I don't want to finish second, but I don't really care whether we do or not. As long as we get top 4, that's what I care. That's what I care about. But everyone's going to make it seem as if it's progress in it. So okay, as I say, real progress will be him picking up a trophy. That even him picking up a trophy, I don't think is progress, because that should be minimum expectation as a United manager. Progress is getting closer to Man City, and I don't think we did. Do you know what I mean? So I don't we didn't.
The table will show if you finish third last year and then you finish second this year.
Even if you get closer to Man City now, it's still deceiving because we know Man City has wrapped up the league. So Man City is concentrating on other things now.
But they're not dropping points though.
Oh, Man City.
Yeah.
So
we're saying closer from last season, not closer from now season, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, from last
season.
Be
closer.
No, I thought you meant closer.
That's why Ollie's statements. I want to know what you lot felt about that. Do you lot see Ollie's statement during the week about the cups and progress and stuff like that? Because I had a lot of United fans that are anti-Ollie, but they were hitting me up and saying, "Ham, you know what? I actually agree with Ollie and the starts, you know."
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I agree.
So I just want to know what you lot felt about that still.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said. Because obviously, as I said, trophies people can use trophy in the sense of progress, but it's not always the case really. So I totally agree with that, and it's just painting the cracks that's already there. So I totally agree with it. That's probably one of his best interviews.
Trust me.
One of his best interviews.
Trust me. I don't know where I stand with it. I mean, I agree with fundamentally what Ollie was trying to say, but I just think, as football fans, and when you support your club, I think we had this conversation before, innit? Year in, year out, you want to lift silverware. But then some fans turn around and say, well, it papers over the cracks. We're not doing well in our league. But there's only one team.
You can't please people.
No, there's only one team that can win the Premier League and 19 others will fail. Yeah, that's a standard, isn't it? But then we all enter 4 cups at the start of the season.
Yeah, but the thing...
The 2 domestic ones and the league. Now, if you pick up one of the other 4 and you finish top 4 or you finish 5th or 6th, as a fan, your team has added another honour to their honours list.
Yeah.
That's a massive positive. But then some fans are just like, oh no, but our league form isn't great. Bro,
it's because we're never happy. We're never happy.
No, but then the thing with that is,
never happy.
That ultimately, when you prioritize the season, at the beginning of the season, you're going to prioritize what trophies you want, right? The Premier League is always the most important. I'm guessing, in it, that for everyone should be the Premier League, right? Where with United, it should be ultimately be trying to improve and trying to win the Premier League again. We don't want to go 20, 30 years around the Premier League. We're trying to get closer to that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and if you're progressing towards that, the reason why I'm with him is, it was only naturally that the other ones that you do qualify, enter for, if you're naturally progressing, those trophies will come with it, with progression. So it's not necessarily, let's concentrate on the FA Cup this year so we can just get a trophy and do bad in the Premier League. That's not, I don't want that. I don't want to finish 10th and win the FA Cup. What's the point of winning the FA Cup if you're going to be 10th? That's not what United's all about. So you now enter Europa League. That's garbage. So ultimately you want to focus on the Premier League and focus on the Premier League and keep aiming to get better and obviously ultimately compete with the City and maybe one day win the league. But along that way, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, those other trophies should come along with it. It should. That's my personal opinion.
It's effectively what Man City are doing. Man City are walking the league and they're winning all the domestic trophies. They're grabbing those.
Yeah, and it will come along
as they come.
It should come along. And one thing I don't want you to do is to win FA Cup and come 10th. That's bullshit. Who wants that? Yes, you can. You be joyful in the moment. But what happens to the following season when you don't win FA Cup and you come 8th? You're still backwards, bro, because you understand that ultimately the reason, for example, your team, the reason why you sacked Wenger in the first place is because you want to compete and win the Premier League. Wenger will still be in the job if he was happy we'll just get entered in the Champions League. So Arsenal fans can't say that, oh, we're all right, finish 10th, as long as we can win Europa League or FA Cup.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah,
no,
of course not.
Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise, Wenger's still be in the job.
Yeah, never. Ultimately, your league is your bread and butter, innit?
Exactly.
And everyone wants to do that, and everyone wants to win that. But I think Ade, you've made this point as well, which I fully agree with, is about your expectations, seeing where your club is at now, not seeing your club as Arsenal Football Club, but actually seeing Arsenal Football Club as where they are right now, knowing how far behind City. So we're not winning the league anytime soon, if we're being deadly honest. With the investment that Man City have, the coach they have, the players they have, and the players they can attract. So our expectation has to be, okay, maybe a Champions League finish and a trophy has to come with that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I never want to lose. I hear what Tom's saying about finishing 10th in FA Cup, but I never want to lose sight of, as a fan and as a kid growing up and as an adult now, I still want my team to lift a trophy at the end of the season.
I heard that, bro. And
that will always take priority over we finish 7th or we finish 4th or we finish 3rd. That's fantastic.
Because plus you stop enjoying your football as well, right? Because if you're now having expectations that shouldn't be there, you're not enjoying your football because they're always failing. But you might not just be at the situation where you should be like trying to win the league every season. It might just be where you are, right? Everyone wants progress, right? Because even at the end of the day, Crystal Palace may not be getting progress, but they want it, right? So everyone has the same aim. But if they win the League Cup, they will be over the moon, right? As you're going to where your final destination, if you can pick up a few souvenirs on the way, you'll take them.
Yeah, of course. But I said with that, I just genuinely feel if you're progressing within the league, especially with the likes of or the top 6, those trophies should come along with it.
100%
should come along. Yeah, that's what I don't want the club to do is just for the sole fact of winning the trophy, boycott the league to becoming 8th, 9th, and so forth.
Yeah, but that's anyone that does that is stupid, right?
Yeah,
because it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. Your whole aim is just to progress.
To win. Yeah, exactly.
Right? And you don't start the season and say, okay, forget the season, forget the league. That's 8 games.
Yeah,
just on cups.
Yeah.
So
and I think that's Ollie's point, right? Obviously, no, as you said, no one's gonna go into the league thinking I want to boycott the league. I'm just gonna make sure we win trophies. His point is the fact that team genuinely lose focus of what the end goal is because they're painting over the cracks. If you end up finish 8th, 9th, or whatever it is, and you pick up a trophy at the end of it, some people might still see that as progress, but it's not really progress. That's his point. It's not progress because you're still 8th, 9th. That's not the goal. Do you know what I mean? The goal is eventually to be competing for the Premier League title. So yes, you have to understand that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Just your team is at a certain point right now. Winning the Premier League is a distant dream. Well, don't lose focus of the goal because you want to win an FA Cup, because you want to win so and so, because bro, all those should eventually come along. As with the way Man City did it, the way Chelsea did it, their goal was to win the Premier League, and all those things that we're talking about right now came with it.
Yeah, but I personally don't know who would ever suggest forget everything else and go for a trophy.
No, I said that.
Unless you get to a certain point in the season where you can see
you got to prioritize, innit?
Yeah, where you have to prioritize. Like, for example, you're in the last stages of Europa League. and it's the only sensible route of getting to Champions League, then you do that. But I would be horrified if anyone's thinking, forget the league, I'm going for cups. Because what you said is absolutely true. Everything's progress, right? And with progress, the cup shall come, right? But it's only if you've progressed enough. Because you look at, like, I'm just going to fly forward and use, like, Tottenham as an example. They got the progress, but they didn't get a cup. But they progress, and you can.
And that's a perfect example, Andy. That's a perfect example.
Because you can see the process definitively on the pitch, but they didn't get the trophy. But then people keep screaming trophy, but this man's progressing. So it's hard. You could never win.
There's going to be pundits out there, and supporters too, that are going to be, and I'm not going to say that they're right or wrong, Tottenham are better than Arsenal, better seasons than them, last 5 to 10 years, whatever they want to say. We picked up 4 FA Cups. We picked up 4 FA Cups in recent years. So what's progress? Progress is relative, right? Because what Tottenham fan we'll bring a Tottenham fan on here whenever we can, and we'll have that conversation with them. Would they rather have where they are now, what they had on the potch, not didn't win anything, and where they are with Jose now, they may win the Carabao Cup, they may or may not, or they take what we're going through. We've changed our manager from Wenger to Unai, but now we've got Arteta in, and we've won 4 FA Cups whilst we're trying to progress and trying to get back to the glory days. What will they take?
But you know what, Hamia, with that, it depends who you're speaking to. So with Arsenal, for example, you've won your 4 cups, right? But then the old essence of sacking Wenger, you're still in that same position. Yeah. So I understand. I hear what you're saying. So obviously, but with them, so if you're speaking to Levy, for example, with what they've done, with the money they're generating now, you might say, I'm happy with what I've got. Obviously, as you said, but if you're speaking to a fan,
there's no way a fan's going to be,
obviously, as I said, it depends who you're speaking to. Because Tottenham has made more money than you last season.
No, I get that. The board falls in business, like we say all the time. So I'm not going to speak to Daniel.
It depends.
I'm saying to the average fan like me, like you, and Ade, and we have a conversation about United, Arsenal, Tottenham in recent seasons, People might say United have fallen off great. They ain't won a league since 2013. But you've picked up a Europa League trophy, right? You've picked up an FA Cup, right? You've picked up something else. I know you lot have won 3 trophies since Fergie's left. And we picked up 4 since then. And what's Tottenham picked up? Oh, we're almost there.
Yeah, but
we've gone from Poch to Jose, who's a cup specialist. But what the fuck are they doing?
With them, they just didn't do it right, and it didn't work for them, innit? Because obviously
because they were doing what you were saying, T, in terms of they were progressing in the league. They kept cutting that gap every season. They kept doing that progress thing. But it amounted to nothing. They ended up sacking Poch.
So the issue with that, right, is do you continue? Because obviously with Poch, you could see the progress. You could definitively see it, but you didn't have the trophy. But then it got to a point where you're not giving Poch money. So what do you expect? Like, where do you want his progression to come from, right? Because something needs to change. If I'm getting better at something, but I've physically tapped myself out, for me to improve, I need to change my method because my physicality is done, right? From a physical point of view, I can't improve anymore. So it now has to be my technique or my mental ability. So if you don't supplement that, you're not going to get any further. There's so many factors to it. Poch needed money. He needed investment in the team, but they didn't want to give him that. Now, like, they've got Mourinho and
I mean, they're getting knocked out by Slavia Prague.
I think that's what
or Dynamo Zagreb say.
I think what you say, Addy, is probably right because, as you said, they needed to change something. They're not giving him money, so it's like, and you're saying is the mentality. So that's why they probably brought Jose in for the mentality thing. Is he going to change the mentality of these players for them to now start believing they can win a trophy? That's the whole purpose of bringing Jose in, right? To win something.
So I'm asking the question now, whether I'm right or wrong. So isn't that going away from the progress that they're trying to do then? Because they've gone from